What's good, my dudes? Today we are making roasted garlic chili butter, pan-seared sirloin, sauteed mushrooms. Let's go. Ingredients for this butter we have, of course, we have butter, 8 ounces unsalted butter, 1 head of roasted garlic, dried habaneros. I find that the seeds are slightly bitter, so I'm going to remove the seeds. Also with this fresh jalapeno, I'm going to take the seeds out of that. I find it quite unpleasant to bite into seeds anyway, so remove those. 1 lime, zest it, and use some of the juice, and then some seasoned salt. Okay, so we're gonna start with the peppers. Jalapeno, cut that top off, the pepper upright. Cut around the seeds and placenta. Really, you just need to rough chop because it's gonna get processed. Jalapenos are nice, it's gonna add a nice fresh, just grassy note to the butter. 2 jalapenos in the food processor. Dried habanero. Dried habaneros are really good. You can do fresh too, but I really like the flavor of these. You should probably wear gloves when you're handling hot peppers like habaneros too. Into the processor. Before I put anything else in there, I'm gonna pulse the food processor a couple times.
If needed, scrape the sides of the food processor down with a rubber spatula. This is the consistency that we're looking for.
Zest the lime. It's gonna add a nice little citrus note to it. Smells so good. Probably just use the juice of this whole entire lime.
So real quick, let's go over the process of roasting the garlic. Cut the top off to expose the cloves. Drizzle a little bit of oil on top of the cloves. I'm using avocado oil. Place the garlic on some foil. Sprinkle the top of it with some seasoned salt. Wrap up the garlic inside of the foil. Put the garlic on top of a glass baking dish and put in a preheated oven 350 degrees, and it's going to go for about 45 minutes to 1 hour. The cloves are to be nice and soft and squishy and, of course, roasted. You want to make sure that they're fully cooled off before you want to make the butter with it also. Toss it in the food processor, add a nice pinch of seasoned salt.
Butter, it's been softened. It has a beautiful color. There's enough peppers in there that it fully incorporates throughout the butter. It's a good ratio to it. Really could add whatever kind of spicy pepper in here that you want. Jalapenos, you could do ghosts, you could do reapers, you could do all habaneros. Let's see how it did. That's nice, dude. And it's just a little bit more salt. Perfect amount of heat to it. I love that little hint of lime that it has too. It's nice. And then just a little bit of pepper. A couple turns on the pepper mill. That's it. And then, of course, we gotta pulse this a couple times to distribute those seasonings now. Super cool. It's gonna be good, man. Stir the sirloin, and we're gonna saute some mushrooms and then finish it with the butter. It's just gonna be all around. The main star of the show today is this butter, right? So it's gonna be on the steak, it's gonna be in the mushrooms. Delicious. I love the color on the butter too. That turned out so nice. All those ingredients, you can see pieces of pepper in there. So the butter's done, let's move on to this top sirloin. So I'm gonna give this a quick dry brine. I get questions time to time on how much salt do you actually use when you dry brine? And the answer to that is 1 to 1.5% of the weight. You could do this by eye, but I wanna give you some numbers to go off of. The scale, set of the grams. Multiply 354 grams by 0.01. Technically, you just move a decimal point.
So put a small dish onto the scale, tare it, and add the calculated amount of salt.
Pat the meat dry on both sides before you salt it. This really gives you a good idea of how much salt to add. I mean, you could obviously do this by eye if you want.
If you don't have a scale, you could definitely look at how much salt I'm using on here and then just kind of go from there and adjust for your taste. With my large saute pan, I have it preheated over medium-high heat for about 3 minutes and dropping in some tallow. Before you drop the beef into the pan, you would definitely want to make sure to pat it dry once more. Carefully drop the meat into the pan away from you. Season the other side with some freshly cracked black pepper. Tallow has a smoke temp of about 400 degrees, but from my experience, you could definitely push that a little higher, especially when you're doing a high heat quick sear on a steak like we're doing today. I'm going for a medium today, so for me this went about 2 minutes on the first side. That is the beautiful crust that you're looking for. That has such a great flavor. As the second side is cooking, I'm continually basting the top of it with some of that tallow. That's going to help give this meat fantastic flavor. Kill the heat, let the steak rest on a plate, and drop some of that beautiful roasted garlic chili compound butter on top of it. While that steak rests, that butter is going to melt into the meat. It is amazing. Now that this beautiful steak is resting, let's saute some mushrooms. I pour out that tallow, clean out the pan, and add a good amount of oil to the bottom of the saute pan. Over medium-high heat, we're going to drop in the mushrooms and let these cook for about 5 to 7 minutes. Since we're cooking the mushrooms over medium high heat, want to make sure to move the pan around every 30 seconds or so, flip the mushrooms, stir the mushrooms, and then just let them cook on their own without disturbing them for about 30 seconds or so. After 30 seconds, you just give them a flip and just continue the process.
When the mushrooms release the liquid and start to brown, that's when I hit them with a little bit of salt. They're starting to brown. Just like that. Hit them with some salt, kosher salt all the way around.
After the mushrooms get seasoned with salt and pepper, deglaze the pan with about 1/8 of a cup of beef stock. Beef stock is gonna really up-level the umami flavor of the mushrooms. Continue to cook the mushrooms over the medium-high heat until the beef stock reduces to nothing, stirring occasionally. Those mushrooms are looking very beautiful, so kill the heat. Now we want to toss in some of that roasted garlic chili butter into the mushrooms. While the mushrooms are still hot, you want to stir in the butter to fully melt and incorporate into the mushrooms. This is a fantastic way to up-level the flavor of your mushrooms instantly.
That is a perfectly caramelized mushroom right there. So good.
So when we're done with the butter, I like to put the butter onto some parchment paper. Then I like to form it into a rough cylindrical shape and then roll the butter tightly in the parchment paper. Now I like to twist the ends of the parchment paper. This is going to tighten up the shape of the butter itself. If you're going to use the butter within a week, you could toss it in the refrigerator. If not, toss it into the freezer for about 3 months.
These are properly sauteed mushrooms. So flavorful, man. That butter, man. This meat rested about the time that it took the mushrooms to cook, about 5 to 7 minutes, something like that. This is one of the first things I learned how to saute is mushrooms years and years and years ago. Seems like now. The very first cooking job I ever had. High-end steakhouses, sauteed a bunch of mushrooms as a side. People love them. One of my favorite things to saute to this day still. Beautiful. Boom. Good shit. Top sirloin's best when it's cooked medium. So get some of those mushrooms. Get a little bit of this butter. Add some garlicky. A little bit of citrusy, spicy. Beautiful hits of umami. Wow. So good. Very delicious on this. Also delicious on those crispy crusted potatoes. That is spicy goodness.